Hello everyone, welcome back to another video and another stream. For everyone who's actually looking and watching on YouTube, this is actually originally streamed, so yeah, this is going to be a little bit different than all my other ones, but today I'm going to teach you how to draw Deadpool. So we are going to start right now actually. So we're going to start with the head like any other like any other artist does. And the head usually I'm going to draw something like that for now, right? And then here, we're going to split it in halves like that, like usual, right? Then over here, the shoulder is going to be about here. So I'm going to draw the shoulder pad and connect them like that. And that is kind of going to be part of the chest. And then we got the bottom of the rib cage right here, right? And seeing through it, you can actually see part of the shoulder in the drawing. So keep that in mind as well with perspective. Down here, I am going to draw the pelvis, kind of like underwear, all right? Pelvis is kind of like, the pelvis kind of like an underwear, so that's what we're gonna add. And for the feet, it's pretty much the same, all right? And down here, we got one, and here we got the other one there, all right? This one is actually too small, so we're gonna do it again. So it's actually in reality gonna go like that, okay? Because in perspective, this is actually further away than this. So if you would think in perspective, this would actually be further away, so it'll look smaller, right? So now that we got this, I'm gonna get a kneaded eraser, but you can use any eraser you want. And we're just gonna erase it, all right? But not really erase it, I'm basically going over it just enough so I can actually draw over it. All right, it's just to draw over it pretty much. So there we go, here we have it. And then after this, what I'm gonna do, now I can actually draw Deadpool on top, all right? So, gonna go like this. Probably drew Deadpool like once in my life. So, I don't really know exactly how good I am at drawing Deadpool, but we'll see. Anyway, here we got one strap that he has. He has a lot of straps, so get ready to draw a lot of straps. And basically what I'm going to be doing is adding all of the details that I can add, right? For example, over here, I'm going to quickly draw part of it. Well, actually, no, let's not do that. Let's not do that. But if I go like that, right? And then here's the shoulder, and we're gonna bring this down. Here's another strap, and this is gonna go down. Another strap, bring this up, right? And then usually I'm just like I draw any hands, I'm gonna draw a pentagon, and if there's a weapon in that pentagon, I just like doing that. So now that we got this over here, and we got part of the drawing itself, I'm gonna draw part of the neck here, alright? And we're gonna make this kind of thing that Deadpool has. I don't even know what it's called. I don't remember what it's called, but it's something, right? This is part of the shoulder, right? He has something on his shoulder over here. And then we're gonna bring this down like that, and then like this. We're gonna bring this down. And actually, to make it more proportional to the drawing, we're gonna keep it the same size, like what you're supposed to do. There's gonna be weapons on both, all right? Here, this is gonna go down, all right? Like that, so we got this so far. And there's actually gonna be a belt here, all right? So keep that in mind, there's gonna be a belt over here, right? We're not gonna add detail yet, but just know that there's gonna be a belt. And then, of course, we have the legs. And pretty self-explanatory to draw the legs. Just draw them like you usually would draw any standard legs. And Deadpool is actually gonna be facing this way, all right? He's actually gonna be facing this way. Even though his body is facing that way, he's gonna be facing that way, all right? So now we're gonna add some detail. So or part of the detail, like adding all the straps, adding all of the costume designs and all that stuff. That's what I mean when I say adding detail. Just in case if you're new to my channel, that's what I mean by adding detail. Alright? So, like this. We're gonna bring this like that. Alright? And like that. We're gonna add part of the chest muscles about there. And I'm actually gonna bring this a little more down. So I'm gonna erase this and bring this a little more down so I can actually go like that. Right? Welcome for the people who are just joining into the stream. We're gonna go like that. Alright? Then after that, there's gonna be another line. By the way, for the people watching the stream, I'm not gonna be accepting any live requests because this is actually gonna be for a video. So I can't accept any live requests in this stream. I'm actually filming this for a video. But anyway, with that being said, we're gonna continue with the tutorial. Here we have, or the costume, this whole thing is gonna be in black. So the things that I add in black, I'm gonna draw an X. Alright? That's usually what I do. When it's gonna be completely in black, or part of it in black, I add an X, usually. Here, it's also gonna be black, so we're adding another X right there. Alright? For the belt, we're actually gonna add more detail to the belt. So, to do that, we're first gonna draw accept, or the water next to you will spill on it. I actually don't have any water next to me, so. And also this is gonna be for a video, so I can't accept any requests right now. Maybe next time, So. Here we got the belt. I like that comment, by the way. I almost spilled water on it. Oh my god. Anyway, let's continue with this tutorial. Over here, then we have for Deadpool, we have that over there. This is kind of like metal, made out of metal, kind of. Most of it is actually made out of metal. I was actually making this tutorial last time, and then what happened is that it just crashed, and then everything got deleted. So I'm filming it again. Same tutorial, same character. Which is why I said at the beginning of this tutorial that I probably drew him only once in my life, because that was probably the first time I actually drew him. But anyway, what I am going to do, add the legs. Actually, I'll start with this leg over here. This is gonna go down. I'm just gonna go like that. A bit less, actually, a bit smaller. It's actually going like that, and it kind of curves in like this. Here, you can kind of see it, not much, so we're just gonna draw it down here. And this one is actually gonna go like that. Alright? After that, we're actually gonna draw the face now. So, for Deadpool's face, like you can see here, we're gonna use these guidelines that I added here to actually draw him. So we're gonna go like that. Take this up and then draw this from the eye. Alright? For the other one, it's gonna be kind of similar, a little bit different, but mostly similar. A little bit smaller, definitely, because of the difference in, because like this is closer to the camera than this, so this would be bigger. Like logically, if you think logically, it'll be bigger. Then add a couple of details here, like right there. And now, this is what I usually like to call inking with a pencil. I don't really ink that much with pens, but I like inking with a pencil. And inking with a pencil is pretty much using a darker pencil. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Usually I wear protective glasses, usually, because this lead is very easy to break, and one time it almost hit my eye, which was not fun. So I'm just gonna wear some protective glasses as I'm using this. So at first, I'm just going to go like that, right? Like this. Okay, pretty self-explanatory, pretty simple. Like that. For now, I'm pretty much just gonna be tracing over here, right? And here as well. Like that. Okay? Then over here, I'm gonna do this. Like that, alright? And what I'm gonna do is shade all 4 of those lines in. Alright, shade these 4 lines in. Basically, what I like to do with my drawings, I like to have a realistic version of that character. For example, Deadpool, they made a movie, so I have the movie picture on that. And using that, because it actually has the correct anatomy in there, it has perfect anatomy because it's in real life. So what I like to do with that is just use that and then change it into comic style, and that will definitely help you practice. So here we have, I'm basically just tracing at this point, and we will draw the hands later on throughout the drawing, because I suck at drawing hands, and I would love that if they were a lot easier to draw. But I'm not the best at drawing hands. I know how to draw people with masks. That's really easy. I'm not very good at drawing facial expressions either. Like, eyes are fine. Noses are regular. And then mouths are also regular. But hands are just evil. That's all I can say. Hands are literally just evil. So I'm not very good at drawing hands. That did not work out. Whoops. So I'm gonna open this up a little bit so more eraser marks come out. So I can erase a bit more. Not too much, just a little bit. Just enough to get this more accurate. Like that. This. And right there. Okay, this is what we have so far. So pretty easy for now. It will be a little more complex after that. That's something that I can tell you, but it's not going to be way more complex. Just a little bit, just enough. Enough so it's not too difficult for everyone. So actually, I am going to make this a little more down like this, right? So a little further down. And now, what I'm gonna do is start drawing the hands, so you can pretty much copy when I'm drawing hands. If you're actually using this tutorial, of course, to draw. Or if you're just drawing and having some background music, that's fine too. So there you go, that's the hand that's gonna be holding the gun. And the way it's gonna be holding the gun, actually, is the index finger is going to be holding the trigger part, and the gun is just going to be going down like that, right? Like that. Yes? No? Yes? Hopefully? Okay. I can make a tutorial on how to draw guns later on. For now, we're going to leave it like that. I'll add more detail after, but that's pretty much how it's going to be. Here we're going to use this to go down like that. This is meant to go like this and then down. And this just goes down immediately right there, right? After this, yeah, let's do this part. So, it goes down like that, and then this. Next video might be me drawing in real time, just for the sake of drawing. I actually prefer doing live streams a lot and just recording it myself because no one's actually watching as I'm just drawing. But with live streams, there are actually people watching, which is a lot more fun for me. I don't know if it's for anyone else. People get stressed when they're in lives, and I actually used to be like that for the first stream. I was really nervous, and then after that I was just like, yeah, screw it, it's actually not that bad. And I just kept streaming from there. Here we have the other one. Most of it is not going to be visible, actually. And the reason why that's not going to be visible is because we are actually going to have this right here. For the other gun, I'm going to make it a little more 3D as well. Just for the sake of it, put it like that. Okay? Here we have our Deadpool so far. We are now going to add even more detail on top of the detail that we just added. We barely added any detail, to be honest. This is pretty much a quick sketch if I ended it like that. Pretty much what I'm doing right now is a quick sketch, actually, to be honest. It's not very difficult to do. Quick sketches are quick sketches, what can I say? But anyway, I'm basically tracing over everything I did, and after that I'm gonna add some shading. For example, here this is gonna go like that, and then go up like that for part of the rib cage, you know? Not really the part of the rib cage, not everything, because the rib cage isn't really visible at this point. There we have it. And actually, this whole thing is going to be shaded in. And remember to do it lightly. Shade it in lightly. That is very important to do, all right? And also, the reason I wear protection glasses is because the last time I didn't wear protection glasses, in other words, yesterday, I almost got hit by the lead when it flew out and hit the bottom part, almost hitting my eye. So otherwise I probably would have been in the hospital right now. But luckily it didn't hit my eye, so I'm here streaming for you guys. Flip like Addy, welcome to the stream. How's your quality content going? Hopefully it's going good. I'm actually streaming for a video right now. Here I'm drawing the belt for Deadpool right over there. And under there's actually another part of the belt. So like that, right? And then it goes like this. You know? Like that. So, I'm gonna show you. This is what we have so far, alright? A more comic-y style, I would say. This, I would consider a kind of comic style before it gets rendered. Right now, what I'm gonna do is render this whole thing, alright? I'm gonna render this whole thing. So, it's gonna take, I wouldn't say too long, a bit. The eyes, I'm first gonna add some guideline to the eyes of what's gonna be shaded in and what's not. And I just start shading in. Do it very lightly, but the good thing with this pencil, even if you do it lightly, since it's a very dark pencil, it gets very, like, it gets a very dark. So the lightest is darker than probably the darkest light in the very light pencil, right? Which for comic style, for me at least, and for my personal style, I like it. I don't know for other artists, but for me at least, for me it's good. I'm probably barely gonna do any editing, if any, for this video. I'm probably just gonna put it on YouTube. Because it's like, I don't know, people say it's more relatable that way. That's what my fans tell me many times. They prefer it that way when I do tutorials instead of just editing the whole thing because it gets confusing. So step-by-step tutorials are pretty good. But there is the face, all right? Here we have the face right here. I don't know why I said it like that, but anyway. I'm gonna take this guideline in the middle out. There you go, like that. And now let's get to the rest of this drawing. For example, adding a guideline and then shading in the rest, which is very important to have the right lighting. And I'll give you a tip right now for how to shade it properly. What you can do actually is once you're done shading the, like, not once you're done, what am I saying? Once you're done shading the whole thing or in the middle of it, squint your eyes, and if you can notice perfectly every single shape that you see, for example, oh, that's the bicep muscle, that's the eye, that's the nose, that's the mouth. If you can recognize that immediately, then you know your shading is right. But if there are parts that you don't recognize, then that's wrong. Then the shading, there's something wrong with the shading, and you need to fix that. So just keep that in mind, all right? That's very important to keep it in mind. Also, like turning the page around just to shade it in my comfort zone. There we go, like that. And there's gonna be two holes over there. Actually, what I like to do at the end, once I'm done drawing it, actually, I'll keep it to a surprise until the end. I'll keep it a surprise until the end on what I like to do after, which will really help you as well. There we go. And then, of course, under here, there's also going to be like that. We're going to follow the lines and go up. Hello, GG Drawings. Welcome to the stream. For this stream, I'm actually making it for a video. So if I don't answer many questions, that's why. I'm gonna shade. Actually, no, that won't be good to shade. Let's take that out. Actually, this wouldn't make sense if I shaded it. Same with this part, like that. Yeah. I think I'll only shade, I would say, only this until here about. Because even though it's getting blocked, it's still, you can still see it. Because the light doesn't just go here and then it stops, right? It doesn't just go here and stop and it stops. It also continues going. Is this Deadpool? Yes, it is. So, alright, let's see. I forgot to add this part, the detail over here. Like that. Shade this in. And here as well. I've drawn him, nice. I only drew Deadpool once in my life, which was in the last tutorial, but all the footage got corrupted. So I'm filming this again. So this is pretty much my second time in my life that I'm drawing Deadpool. Gonna this rip, like not really rip, but like folds. I like adding folds into the drawings. Like this. Right there. And shade this part as well. Did you see my drawing of him? Not yet, but once I'm done with the stream, I'll check it and then give it a like as well. Or actually, I might have. I don't really remember if I have. I'll check. I'm gonna shade this as well over here. Yeah. Squinting really helps later on. Especially for shading. I said it before, but for the people who just joined the stream, it's very important to squint once you're done or like part in the middle of the shading. And yeah. And if you can recognize the shapes after you have squinted, then you know you've done the shading right. I'll actually make a shading video later on. Maybe my next video after this should be about that. I'm not sure, maybe. Let's see. There actually should be a line from here and go down until there. Actually, it goes all the way up. Never mind. It goes all the way up until here. And down here, like that. And shade that in. Look at that. Yep, there you go. And also for everyone watching, remember to use the pentagon method for hands. It really helps. Like, for example, if you want to draw a hand, usually the way I would do it, I would draw a pentagon, right? And then from there, you can start drawing the fingers from there. And for people who don't know how to draw hands, it's a really helpful method to draw them. It's kind of like the skeletal shape. And after that, you can render it however you want. So just remember to use that, and it'll really improve your art. Especially with hands, which I sucked at for a very long time. I learned how to draw hands from Jim Lee, actually. So be sure to check him out as well. He's very good. Yep, alright. I'll shade this whole thing in as well. Like this, yes. Alright. I'm really running out of tips at this point. I'm pretty much just drawing right now, giving you a couple of tips as I go on. I'm trying to go as slow as possible so you can all, like, you know, just keep up. But also, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can pause the video whenever you want, slow it down, rewind, anything. That's why they're there. That's the reason why they're there. So just keep that in mind. All right, yeah, it's pretty good. Aha, yes, this over here as well. Just remember, everything that's facing away from the light. Like, for example, right now, the light is coming from here, right? This is where the light is coming from. So it's coming here, 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 you know? Everything facing away from that beam of light, that's where it's going to be shaded. Just everything that's facing away from the light. And trust me, that'll really help you. So just keep that in mind when you're drawing. And also, Deadpool's probably one of my favorite characters to draw since the first time I drew him yesterday until the footage got corrupted, didn't it? But oh well, that's life. It happens. I was pretty mad for a while, but then I was like, I can't do anything about it. Like, geez, it's like, it already happened, bro. Chill out. So then I just calmed down. Anyway, I'm checking my drawing, the upper body. I'm checking the upper body right now, seeing what else I have. That's definitely what you should do. Take a step back, see what you have done. See, usually what I like to do, because when you're sitting down in an angle looking at your drawing, it looks like the leg is much bigger than the rest of the body. So what I like to do is just set it up, put it straight, and see what's wrong with it, right? And right now, if I put it straight, I can see the thing that's wrong with it is that the legs are maybe a little too long. So what I'm going to do, and you'll see what I'm going to do, to make it look better, I like just putting it into a certain length, usually, so until there, and draw a line like this. And it's like that, there's where the drawing will stop. And that'll actually really help you. And now the legs aren't as long. If not, I would have to make this longer. But I already shaded in a lot of it, so I don't really want to do it yet. Maybe next time. But anyway. See, I actually forgot to shade the buckle here. The buckle is also, everything's important in the shade. I don't like it when people say that the eyes are the windows to the soul. Like, it's not wrong, but let's say if you draw a very, very detailed eye, and then the nose is just the simplest you can make it. When I say the simplest you can make it, I mean something like that. And then the mouth is like that. And then the eyes are like super detailed. It's not gonna look right. So it's not only the eyes that are the windows to the soul. It's everything. The eyes, the nose, the mouth, the arms, the legs. Everything is as equal of importance. All right. Everything is as important as it is. All right. Maybe the face, yeah, that's pretty important. But if the rest of the body you did nothing to make it look good, then no, it's gonna look the opposite. It's gonna look horrible. And then people are just gonna leave and check another artist. So remember to focus on everything in your drawing, not just the eyes. The eyes, sure, they're important, but it's everything. So that's something that I just had to say right now as I'm drawing this. Like that. I feel like this isn't even really a step-by-step tutorial that much. Now it's more like it's more like just drawing with Jibobby or something like that. Drawing with Jibobby art. Let's see what else. Actually, let's move on to this arm. And then after that, I should move on to like this. If I look at this right now, this whole thing is done, pretty much. I'll add some detail after. But now I just need to focus on these two and the guns. So this actually needs to be longer. So it's actually meant to go until here, right? Here, wrap around the whole thing. And the top part won't be shaded, but the bottom part will. Only a small portion of that. There you go, like that. Okay? Then, like this. Like that. Okay. What else? This shaded in until here, right? I always like using lines. Like, let's say an example. If you have a drawing right here, all right? Let's say if you have right here, let's say you have a circle. Wait, that's a horrible circle. Let's say you have a circle right here. I want to shade it in. Usually I like to draw these little lines with different shapes like that. And for example, I add a check mark like this. Like usually I add an X if it's going to be shaded in. If it's not, then I'm not adding an X, right? So that's something else that many artists do. And if you didn't use that technique yet, then start using it. It'll really improve. It'll really help you improve your art skills. But anyway, with that being said, let's continue with the drawing. There's a lot of shading in this drawing, but at the same time, there isn't much at the same time. You know? There's never enough shading because if the whole thing is black, if the shirt is black, if that's what you see in your drawing, if that's exactly what you see, go for it. Shade that whole thing in. It's what you see. It's literally what there is. That's what the drawing is. That's what you want to create. So don't think that there's too much shading. Unless you're making it up, then yeah, there's too much shading. But if not, there is never too much shading. So just giving you that tip because it's very important. It's very important to learn. There we go. Like that. Okay. What else? A couple of folds over here. Alright. And over here as well. Whoops. And yeah, there you go. It's a little crisp, sorry. It's a bad arm. It's a bad arm, kinda, yeah. Anyway. And we're gonna render this thing. Well, we're already rendering it pretty much, but I'm going to show you a couple of styles of rendering after as well. Like that. Anyway, we are done with that gun. I'll shade it a bit more. And then I'll continue with the rest. So, like that. Alright, so let's go to the next one. The next one has a lot more light, actually, now that I look at it. Because here, the light is actually coming from here. And if you go all the way down like this, it's also coming from here. So when you go like that, the light's hitting here, here as well. And in reality, it's meant to be hitting here, right? But here, it's the other way around, so you wouldn't add that. Hello, what's up, boys? By the way, for everyone, this is actually gonna be for a video, so I can't accept any requests for a live stream right now. Let's shade this in as well, and also a couple of detail lines over here, like this. And then here as well. It's a little bland the way I drew it, but and like that. Okay. I'm not going to finish this. There we go. And all right, so we're gonna do these two legs right here. We've done all of this so far. We're gonna do this leg, or these two legs, and then we'll just add a bit more detail and we should be done. So this whole thing is gonna be in black, like this. All right, like that. And then as well here, that's also shaded in. He actually has a lot of straps. Like for example, here he has one strap strapped around his leg, and it kind of continues until here, right? Or here. And then here as well, right? And then since the light is coming here, it's getting a little blocked by this gun, but not too much. Hello, Zachary. Welcome to the stream. But this will be shaded in, and this as well. Like that. Here, I'm very bad at drawing these kind of straps, but yeah, they're a bit difficult to draw. Like that. And then we can shade the rest in. I don't usually shade in the straps, but I shade the rest in because why not? Like that. And here as well. Like that. And then shade this in. Like that. And then there's another strap here, which goes like that. Captain Biggs, welcome to the stream over here. That, and then should I shade it in? Yeah, I think I should as well. If the gun's blocking it, then why not shade it? Especially when the light is coming from that direction. There's literally no reason to not shade it in if I have to. For everyone who just came into the stream, I'm drawing Deadpool right now. I'll just shade this whole thing in. I'm almost done, actually. I just need to finish these two legs, and then after that I can go on, render the final parts, and I'll be done. Like for example, there's some detail going down here, all the way down, and then this part is shaded in right here, like that. Yeah. And then over here as well. Like that. Alright, perfect. Now we just need to render this. So, I'm going to give you a quick tip on how you would render the final part. So, for comic art, you do not just want to make it a comic style. Well, yeah, you definitely want to make it a comic style. But you want to also make it as realistic as possible. And to do that in comic style, what we comic book artists do, are two things. The first thing is cross-hatching. You probably, all the artists watching here, probably know what cross-hatching is, you know? You add lines like this to give it more in depth, and then go like that, right? And you keep going like that in the direction of where the light is going. So very, very simple stuff, all right? And just by doing these lines, it already gives it a more 3D shape, right? You gotta like follow it. Like one thing, I'll tell you what you do not want to do. If you have this over here, right? And then you want to shade it in. So let's say you shade that in here. You don't want to do the lines like that, right? You want to make them curved because the round sphere is curved. So you want to curve the lines instead, and it'll definitely improve the look. So remember to do that instead of just going straight. So I'm first going to do this like that. And over here as well. And this is actually very simple to do. Especially 90s comic book artists, especially Jim Lee, let's see, there are many who do it as well. There's also Michael Zeck who also does it. There's also Jack Kirby who also did it. And there are many, and also James Reyes also did it. There are many comic book artists who did it. I could literally name a couple who did it. There's also David Finch, he also did it. He either did hatching, which is just doing one line, but he also did cross hatching, which is going over it again as well. But there isn't really much because there wasn't actually much shading in this. This might look like a lot of shading, but in reality, it's not. It's literally not much shading. Especially because a lot of Deadpool's clothes are black. Well, usually it's red, but there are many parts of the clothes which are black. But it's not really shaded in, it's just a color. So I can't really, it's a little difficult to explain, but let's see what else. I think we're actually done with cross-hatching almost. Just a bit more here. And for the final one, I'll just add a couple lines there. All right, so now that we got this, I can now do the final detail. This is what comic book artists do, all right? This is what they do to make it more realistic. So, as you all know, the world is imperfect, all right? Nothing is perfectly straight. Nothing is perfectly smooth. There are bumps. There are dots. There's literally everything everywhere. All of these dots, all of these bumps, there are all of these like reflective lights. There is everything that you can just add to make it more detailed, adding texture everywhere, adding dots, adding rips to the clothes as well. I can spend here for over 10 hours just adding all of these details. Now, I'm a detailed freak, all right? I love adding all of these tiny details, right? And there are many who do as well. I'm not the only one. If you just want to shade it in and that's it, that's perfectly fine as well. You don't need a crosshatch or any of that stuff. It's all up to your style. But I personally love doing it. So I'm going to finish this like that. All right. And over here. All right, we are actually done. Now all I need to do is sign the name. Oh, the letter broke. But anyway, that is it for the stream and the video that will come out on YouTube. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you all so much for Watching people who are watching on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. People watching live, thank you so much for being in the stream. And I'll see y'all next time.